Da-dee-da-da-doo, Maria. All right, buckle up, boys. Okay, so from the title of this video, 60K a year is a joke. I don't actually mean that, okay? I still think it's a pretty good wage. But the reason I'm bringing this up is I do a call-in show every Sunday night, and this young 22-year-old kid called in, and he said he's making $35 an hour, and he's killing it. But everybody in the chat was like, 60K a year is a joke. Loser. You know what I mean? Not everyone. I mean, it's pretty impressive, a 22-year-old kid, crushing it. But he had a perfect argument. We have this saying around here. It goes, a man with no bills is a rich man. And this gentleman is living it. But let's cut deeper, all right? If you're a single person living on your own, yeah, 60K a year, good luck, okay? You're living in fantasy land. All right, this chick was awesome. So she's reacting to this comment that goes, it's crazy that people actually make less than 10K a month. It's like, okay, let's let little sugar mama here give us the deets.
This make me want to rip their fucking head off. Most Americans make less than $3-4 grand, $2 grand. Most Americans can barely pay their fucking bills. Suck a fucking dick with the...
She goes, suck several dicks.
People make less. Most people don't even make 5K. Most people get their paycheck and worry about if they can fucking pay rent. And there's dumbasses like this saying people make less than 10K a month. I don't know one fucking person that makes 10K a month.
I live.
But that's what I said too with the guy in the beginning who called in on Sunday night. Anybody that was in the chat that was like 60K a year, that's not really that great. I was like, dude, you know how many people out there would be like, 60K? Sign me up. It's like the funniest thing. Okay, but this is the point, right? I do agree, though. I have a roommate. I make great money, fantastic money. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. All hail Google. Thanks for being here. But at the same time, I still split the bills up with people because it's not cool out here. And honestly, I think it's smart. But let's listen to this lady who lives on her own.
And I make about $60,000 a year. My company requires me to live within commutable distance to DC, and they have us go into the office twice a month. So I have to live in DC. I have to pay DC rent, but I don't get a DC salary. So I have that full-time job plus 2 side hustles, plus I do as much work for hire stuff as I possibly can. The literal only way that I am alive right now is because I am lucky enough to not have car payments because I bought my car in cash, and I don't have student loans. If I had either of those, not even both, if I had one or the other, I would be drowning.
I'm just assuming she lives alone because I'm going to tell you right now, I've been splitting the bills with people for a long fucking time, and none of us have had to do any bullshit like that just to maintain. I've had 2 jobs for a long time, or a side hustle and a main job, and I was far from broke. Actually, this dude Big Ward under 10K is broke. We'll save that for later because I got a bone to pick with this shit. I agree with them, but we'll talk about that in a bit. If you're new here, I'd like to read some of your comments from previous videos. Keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, keep it funky. This person goes, made 90K last year, about 70K after taxes and healthcare. Healthcare's a bitch. His wife works for a school. Even combined with the 2K house payment and 1K in cars plus insurance a month, it's not easy. 2 incomes are needed in 2024. Thanks, feminism. Well, we can leave feminism out of this. But I'm bringing this up to say, even these 2 people, 2 incomes, it's still difficult. So, and this is no shot at you. I don't know you personally. I don't care what you do with your money. But let me put it to you this way. I have somebody very close to me. I don't want to air out their business. But they're making, I'd say, 60K a year. But he wants to play house with his girlfriend. And she doesn't have to work. and Big Daddy pays for everything on $60K a year. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Talk about the feminism shit. Get a fucking job. Help out around here. All right, now you're making fucking $200K a year, $250,000 a year, whatever. Have 2 girlfriends. I don't care. A wife and 2 girlfriends. Awesome. A water slide coming down from the 2nd floor to the pool. I get it. But my point is like, there is a way to make it. It's called have the lowest bills possible. You could still have a great life on $50K a year. You're just going to have to live with people. And you're not going to be Big Daddy. Anyways, let's go back to this guy.
Not only is it real, but let's say roughly 60% of American families are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have $400 or $1,000. I don't remember the exact figure. I'm sure you do, for an emergency. They are trapped in the instability of the gig economy. So there's not job protection. Even if they have some kind of health insurance, it's the mercenary for-profit form of health insurance, which...
Fucking health insurance. I got a bone to pick with that. But back to what he said about most people don't even have an emergency fund, like $1,000. All right. So imagine you're all on your own by yourself playing Big Papa, living alone, which I get it. Not everybody can get a good roommate or a good woman or vice versa. I get that. But let's say you have $1,000 to your name and your job takes shit. That's what the big ward guy with the under 10K, you're broke. How long is 10 grand going to last you without a job? Seriously. You're living by yourself. Playing Big Daddy. You are Sex in the City. How long? I know. Speaking of health insurance, if you guys are tired of getting ripped off, this is not sponsored. This is actually a friend of mine. His name's Steve Weber. I'll leave his information down below. We actually believe in not fucking people over. And I actually tried to get some health insurance for myself, but since I make too much money, they want to charge me $600 a month for health insurance. And Steve, my homie here, tried to help me out, but I make too much money. So I just said, fuck it. I don't have health insurance. I simply can't afford it. Even if I can't afford it, I'm not doing it. So anyways, I'll leave his info below, but he's a good guy. And if you're getting ripped off on health insurance, maybe Steve can help you out. But anyways, I'm not making any money off of this. This is just, I know what it's like to get fucked over. So if you're getting fucked in the ass by your doctor or your health provider, Steve down below, give him a shout. So let's switch gears a little bit. Remember, a man with no bills, rich man. I get it. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Roommates. Teamwork. Happy life. All right, now let's get down to this guy.
Explain to me in crayon eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live. And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys.
He got so mad. I agree with the dude. Actually, you probably need to be making more like 6 times the minimum wage. Unfortunately. I hate to tell you that, but it's the truth. Or have no bills. As little bills as possible. Anybody in here? Cool. Because when I'm out and about in the world, I'm traveling a lot for work. I travel to get money, not to have fun. I have fun and then I get the money. All right. This lady is on point right here. I agree with her, and I've done exactly what she's saying.
It's about to be a hot take. This is about to be a take that might upset some people, but I'm willing to speak my mind. No one goes on vacation more than broke people. Now, I'm not like rolling in the dough. Like I live in New York City. It's very expensive here.
It's hard to get mad at her. She's so cute, you know?
I'm not like living a luxurious lifestyle. I also haven't been on like a vacation in like 2 years because it seems inappropriate right now.
Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you. Because I'm just like her. I went almost 3 years, not one vacation. I'm not proud of that. but I was getting the fucking money. Sometimes you got to get after the money. Oh, we're going to talk about this 10 grand thing towards the end. I got a bone to pick with this shit. Anyways, is $20 an hour a lot of money today? No, it's not.
You get paid $20 an hour. Is that a lot of money?
$20 an hour is not a livable wage in 2024.
Okay. Even if you were to, like, this comment was great. Back to the dude from the very beginning, the young black gentleman who's making $35 an hour. This guy came in and corrected. He goes, $35 an hour is actually $72K a year. He could easily make $100K with overtime. All right. But the $20 an hour, even if you milked overtime as much as you wanted, it's still, I mean, it could equate to enough. I mean, you'd have to work a lot. I mean, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be cool. The only way $20 an hour would be sweet is if you're living with family, living with your parents, you got 3 roommates, you got virtually no bills, you're frugal as shit, and you have 2 other jobs. I don't know if that helps at all, but in other words, just try and make a little more money. It's not impossible. You can do it. It just takes time. So, but to be fair, $20 an hour is kind of a joke now. It really is. And here's another way $20 an hour could work out for you. So my homie Taco, he lives with me, Joe Taco. This guy goes, Taco has the cheap rent. Actually, Taco, it's almost insulting if he were to say what he pays a month in rent at my place. It actually, like, insults people. But you know what? He's 31 years old. All his pride of living in your own place, I got my own shit, got my own car, all that, INDEPENT, he threw all that shit out the window. And he's taking a chance. He doesn't care if he has a fucking roommate. He doesn't care if he's working an odd job that nobody really understands. You see what I'm saying? So in this day and age, you got to do shit backwards. Practicality is actually taking a risk. And taking a risk is actually practical. Or you could just be like this woman and just bitch about it.
So should I just keep waiting for the economy to crash, or is there never going to be a time where I'm going to be able to afford shit again?
It's the classic. This guy's got an excellent point, but back to the chick who's like, I'll never be able to afford anything ever again. I'm sorry, but if I was even a remotely decent-looking woman, even like just baseline, borderline, I'm sorry, but you can basically lock down a guy, lower your fucking standards, and he will provide for you. Remember the friend I said earlier who wanted to play house with $60K a year and be Big Daddy on $60K? Plenty of men that will do that for you. So, ladies, that's a cheat code for you. Us guys, we kind of don't really have that, unless you're just like Giga Chad or, you know, you're fucking slick Ricky Aioli, you know, which most guys aren't. So, that's not going to work. But, ladies, seriously, I'm honestly kind of getting shocked with the amount of women that just can't go lock down a dude and just fucking live with them. It's kind of baffling. Us guys, we could see a homeless woman on the road with potential, and we go, yeah, just take her in. I clean her up a little bit. I go, I could see the final product. It's not that hard. Good God. Sex in the City, right? And it's a good show. I think it's a funny show, but whatever. This guy's got a good point.
Less than $140,000 a year right now is doing worse than their parents or grandparents were doing in 1976 that were making $11,000 a year. In 1976, the average income for a household was $11,000. If you were to look in today's numbers based on gold, then the equivalent salary of $11,000 today is about $140,000 US dollars at a 15% tax rate. So we're
And I think the actual average, not that guy, not the hypothetical average, is like more like 55, 60K a year, which is a joke, according to some people in the comments section. I just think that's phenomenal. I think it's hilarious that we all have to get rich, not for vanity, just to survive. It's awesome. But back to cutting down your bills. It's taking your ego, throwing it out the fucking window, and shooting that thing dead right here. This guy goes, lady goes, I wanted to retire at 55. I cut my bills to the bone, sold everything I didn't need, paid all my debt, and made peace with a lower standard of living. Will never go back to the rat race. Okay. All right. I think you guys are catching the theme here. All right. I'm not some wizard guy. All right. I make enough money to live completely on my own. But I don't do it because it's stupid. It just is. In my opinion, you live alone, great. Do your fucking thing. I don't care. It's all good. Just like you don't care about me. It's perfect. Right? This is a good thing. Fuck you too, right? Isn't that fun? But back to the under 10K, if you don't have 10 grand in your bank account, you're broke thing. So I called into this guy's call-in show. He does one too. I do one. So I call in and I go, look, I agree with you on if you don't have 10 grand, if you're above the age of 25. Under 25, don't even trip. After 25, start making that money. If you're 30, definitely fucking fix it. But the amount of people that felt so offended that we said you shouldn't have less than 10 grand liquid on you. It was almost as if, it's almost like I told them you need $1 million. I was like, you mean to tell me that you doubt yourself so much that you can't make 10 grand? That's how little people think of themselves. You're not insulting me. You're insulting your fucking self. I'm a guy with no education, barely. If I could figure it out, you sure as shit can too. It's like maybe I have too much faith in people. But I couldn't believe the amount of people that were offended by that. It's like, dude, we're not asking you to be a millionaire here. Like, think about it like this. This is all full circle. Think about 60K a year as a joke. That's the same people saying that are the same people who can't save 10 grand. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's necessary. And go get the fucking money. Please do. You can do it. Anyway, shout out to Big Ward. And shout out to all my Patreon members. I appreciate all you guys being here. You guys leave your thoughts. I'm just kind of like, I go out in the world and everyone seems to be doing peaches and cream. Okay? So, I don't know. It is what it is. Hell of a talk. Good shit. I don't know. Also, I am doing a stand-up show coming up. It's going to be June 15th, Saturday night at 8:30 in Tampa Bay. I'll leave the info down below. If you want to get some tickets, I'm going to be doing 10 minutes. After the show, I'll be hanging out, kicking it, chopping it up, shaking some ass and kissing some ass and shaking babies or whatever. But, we're just living in a time right now where you got to you just get the fucking money. Just go get it. You don't have to just chase money forever, but do yourself a favor and just do it. If you don't believe in yourself, listen to some stranger on the internet. You could do it. It's really not that hard. Okay, it's a little hard. Anyways, solid talk.